Hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel, and this one's kind of special to me because this is a full look at the Hyundai Santa Cruz. This happens to be my Santa Cruz. So if you've never been with us before, every weekday at 2 o'clock, we go live from this YouTube channel and we do a walk around of a Kia or Hyundai vehicle. We usually spend a half an hour with that vehicle. This video is going to be about that same length. So grab your snacks, grab your beverages. We're going to go through this in detail. And if you are a fan of this vehicle, hit the subscribe button right now because we're going to cover this vehicle a lot, both this one and other ones, newer ones, different ones, every trim level. This is a channel that's going to cover those in detail. So if you're a fan or you think you might be a fan, hit the subscribe button. All right, so here we go. We're going to, instead of skipping ahead, sometimes I say people can skip ahead. Stay with us for a minute. I'm going to show our audience how to join us live if you want to. We've got to cover a couple little things off, and then we're going to dig right in. We're not going to start at the 3-minute mark like we normally do. So if you want to join us live on a weekday, you can just go to our page like this, refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock Eastern time, and you will see our live video right there. It takes over the home page. You can see that. We'll click into that. While you're watching an ad, I'm just going to skip ahead on that. I'm going to run a quick little ad for the dealers that support this channel. Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai, and Brantford Kia are the 3 dealers that make this channel happen. So make sure if you're buying a car in Ontario that you support them. You can reach out to them through a link in the description. You can reach out to me and I'll connect you with them. There's my ad. All right, instead of waiting for the 3-minute mark to get into the content, we will get into the content 3-minute mark. Really quickly, I want to say that there is... so I'm just reading a comment. James is supposed to call you. I'll have him call you as soon as this video is done. Anyways, really quickly, everybody seems to have this debate about whether this is a truck or a car. In this video, I'm going to call it both because I don't care what you call it. There is that. I think we've seen videos debate this for the entire video. There's no point to that. So we're going to do that. The other thing that we're going to talk about in this video is the Ford Maverick. Why would I buy this over a Maverick? And I think one thing that's different in Canada, there is no base level Santa Cruz in Canada. Everything has all-wheel drive. Everything has a turbo engine. And the pricing of the Ford Maverick, when you equip it similarly to mine, which happens to be a sort of a top trim level, is virtually identical. And if you don't believe me, let me show you right now so we can get the Maverick talk out of the way as well. I like the Maverick. I think the Maverick is a good vehicle. Frankly, if I was looking for a Kia Forte but wanted a Maverick instead, I'd buy it. There's a Maverick launch edition with a tow package. That's all it is. The launch edition with the tow package, $45,445. My vehicle here, basically the same price. So I just want to throw out there, in the United States, Maverick is a less expensive vehicle than the Canadian price. So Canadian price, that kind of thing. These are very similar vehicles. And for the same price, I think mine's better. We'll talk about that more later. But we're almost at that 3-minute mark where we actually begin. Do me a favor, if you're a regular with us, or even if you just like what we're doing here, like the vehicle, you like something, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get to a bunch of likes today. All right, 3 minutes in, this is where we traditionally start. Let's go. So again, this is my personal Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, I want to say really quickly, this is the Ultimate Edition in Canada, which is the limited in the States, but I have a better all-wheel drive system because I am in Canada. That's one thing. We've got a number of accessories on this vehicle, so I kind of want to go over a few things that we've got on here just to explain what I did. And like I said, there are other options. I don't have to buy a Kia or a Hyundai vehicle. I think the Maverick is a good vehicle. Let's just get it out there. The Maverick is a good vehicle. I don't think it's nearly as luxurious. I don't think it rides as nice, and I frankly don't like the look. Some of you will. That's cool. The Maverick will absolutely outsell this, especially in Canada. It's got a lot more trim lines in Canada. It's got a bigger dealer network, and a lot of people want a truck to look like a truck. I think this is a luxury vehicle with a truck bed that's great for outdoor activities. They call it a sport adventure vehicle in the United States, and they say the people that helped build this thing were campers and kayakers and bikers and that kind of stuff. And that's exactly me, and I think they nailed it. So let's talk about what we've got up here. I've got my roof racks on. They are Thule roof racks. These roof rails are standard here. That's one thing I really like about this. Having a proper roof rack that's standard there means you don't have to mount it to the door, to your paint. They come on and off very, very quickly. I got these through the Hyundai dealer. So this is Hyundai dealer type stuff. They are obviously Thule brand. As you can see, I've got some stuff sitting around at home. My canoe or my kayak looks like a canoe. I have just like my SUV kind of looks like a truck. My kayak looks like a canoe, so it mounts on these canoe type mounts. They are very solid up here. You can shake the whole vehicle. I really like the way this mounts. One thing I would have liked is a little bit longer spread on the rails, but of course they don't have a long roof. So you got about 3 feet between those 2 rails right now, which is all you need. Now, somebody's gonna say, well, what about tying it down on the bow line? And that's true. There is no underneath tow hook or anything like that down there. A lot of times you have a panel out front. where you can pull out a little plastic thing and have a little tow hook down there. This car doesn't have that. So I've solved that problem, and I'll show you how I've solved that right now. This is experience in kayaking. There's lots of options here. So what I did is, if you pop the hood here, I bought a little $11 accessory, and you're gonna do this if you're towing a canoe or a kayak up here. Let me just pop the hood. We'll leave this open for a bit. Sorry guys, I need 2 hands for this. So I'm gonna have to have some poor camera work for a second here. Bear with me, guys. I didn't think that through. All right. Sorry about the ceiling. There we go. There's the hood open. What I did is I bought these straps right here. What those straps do is they hang out like that. They attach to a perfect bolt right here. This one bolts into the fender. This last one looks like it's just holding on plastic, but it is in metal. Undo that bolt that comes with the car. Tap this out here. It's $11, and then you've got a tow strap that comes out. It makes almost no contact with the paint at all. If it does make contact, I'm gonna put a little 3M type edging on there. And then when I have my canoe on the front, or kayak on the front, I can tie it down, one to each side, so I can create a V between that loop here and this loop here that folds out there. So you know what, why don't we shut the hood and just leave them out for now. I'll show you how that works. Close the hood here. All right. So that's how they work. So I can tie down from the center of my canoe to that one, center of the canoe to that one. They're out of my line of sight. They're as secure as can possibly be. They're $11. Those of you who want to know what that is, I have the thing right here for you. We'll show it to you. They are SurePack hood loops. They bolt on. They also make ones with the rubber sort of loop in there. They don't fit underneath the hood, so you got to get the ones that kind of fit on the bolt. They're super secure. And then once my canoe's up here and I want it to go to the back and tie down to the back, well, there's lots of options. You can open the tailgate here and go to the tie downs. You can open and go down to the hitch, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. If you go to the hitch with a strap, it might rub against the paint here. I'm not a fan of that. So what we're gonna do is this little area takes those T-slot type screws. And a lot of people think you have to take this off to get to them, but that's not true. If you look up at the front, you can find your T-slot is open right here. You're gonna slide them in there, and I can get a little eye bolt type loop that I can screw in there. Has a little loop like that. It has an eye bolt in there, tightens right up. And now when I secure my kayak, it's tied into one to the back, one to the back, and the same thing in the front. So as an adventure vehicle, I can throw bikes up top. I can throw my canoe up top, my kayak up top. But what I like about it is as I'm towing, my canoe is now basically centered up here. I'll put a picture on Instagram later, and it comes out there. Those of you that want to follow me on Instagram, a lot of information is going to come up on my Instagram channel on this vehicle, so you can follow me right there as well. So again, towing a kayak, canoes, that kind of thing, easy. And what's nice about that is you then gain the ability to have access to all of this down here. Now I've got this locked right now. So you lock that, pop this down. Tailgate, I like things about the tailgate. We'll talk about that in a second. We're gonna switch this lock here, spin it like that, and now this handle is operable. Swing it all the way back. One of the reasons I traded my Colorado for this is I really like that system, that ability to close things down. I don't need a huge bed. Everybody says, will it fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood? And of course, you all know a 4x8 will mount up on those wheel wells. This connection here can go up to that connection there, excuse me. And then the tailgate sits up and it holds the 4x8. Real secret time. Never taken a 4x8 sheet of plywood in my life. I'm not super handy. I do like the outdoors. And this tailgate, this trunk works perfectly for me. One thing you don't get on virtually any other pickup truck is this. And I hear people complain that this is too small because a Ridgeline has a bigger one. This is perfect for me. And it really matters that I had a trunk because even though I have a bed that covers, a lot of the time when I'm with my kids, I take computers and other things around. That's what I carry around. I take things that I just don't want them to have. Cameras, computers, other things. Now I have a spot where I can stick it in a regular trunk because that's all this is. It's a waterproof trunk like normal. And I can stick all of my, for instance, computers and other stuff in here. I've always got cases for them so they can slide around. But what is also nice is because there's no carpet or anything else in here, because you've got the drain plugs in there, you can use that for something else. So when I go camping, I'm gonna use it for some dirty stuff and I can hose it down, scrub it down, drain it out, and use that for regular stuff as well. I really, really like that feature. And I gotta admit, these lights here that open as soon as you open it up, really light this area up really well. Those are standard in this trim line, so they make a ton of sense. All right, I used the bed this weekend, took a ladder. The ladder hung out just about a foot past here, And of course, having multiple tie downs is really crucial for someone like me. Tie downs here, tie downs up there, tie downs there, and tie downs there. Now, there's no upper tie down, but this one can move over there so as an upper tie down, and then you still have the upper tie down here. So this is the perfect amount of tie downs for me. And I like to carry my extra straps and everything else in there. Now I've got a spot inside the bed, which I didn't stack very well, so it's all gonna open up, but they all stack in there. And then what I do is I stick my kayak specific stuff that I don't wanna get dirty and just have them perfectly in there. That'll go in that one. There is a plug in there. To be very honest, if we talk about complaints of this vehicle, I think I'd prefer the plug inside. It's not a super high powerful plug. I could use it to charge the computers. I don't want to leave my computers out in the open bed, and I'd have to run a wire down into the trunk, which doesn't seem like it would be a smart thing with those nice tight fitting gaps in there. Somebody asked me earlier, would I get that sort of roll cover that sort of rolls over and extends the tailgate? I don't have a use for that. I've seen it. Doesn't bother me. Would it interfere with the trunk? I don't know, a little, but I think if you pulled it over here, my hand and body could easily reach over that extended tailgate and reach this. So I certainly, if you need the longer bed and you want to have sort of a 6-foot bed on this, you can get that tailgate that rolls over. And I don't think it would interfere with the trunk at all as long as you roll it over. To me, I don't have a need for it. This works perfectly as is. All right, just so you guys know, this is live and I will be taking your questions. Just give me a few more minutes. We got 96 people on right now. Let's go for 100 likes. Let's go all out today. 97 people on. So let's see if we can all hit the like button together right now. That'll be fun. You can watch the YouTube algorithm at work and it'll get a whole bunch of people to join us. So taking a look over here, wheels. Those of you who have heard me talk in the past, I was concerned about these wheels off-road. So let's talk really briefly about my off-road use. And I want to be clear, this is about my video, not me wearing a badge, which happens to be Kia today, Hyundai badge. This is about what I spend my money on, what I'm going to use my vehicle for. And I thought about these wheels being 20-inch wheels and thinking, oh man, there's not a lot of sidewall there. If I'm going to take this thing off-road, how good are they going to be if I go off-road? So what I realized is those wheels, the sidewalls are about 4.8 inches, which because the wheels are so large, even though they're 50 series sidewalls, they've still got quite a bit of tire there. And I used to own a Jeep Wrangler. I then moved to a Colorado. The Jeep Wrangler was amazing off-road. The Colorado had the Z71 off-road package, but it was a very difficult vehicle to take too far off-road. It had a long box crew cab. Just wasn't something that I went that far off-road on. What I did do is take all kinds of trails, and I mean trails like unfinished roads and that kind of thing. For what I'm going to be doing, these wheels and tires will work fine. I wish they had more traction for that, but I'm okay that they don't because this car is so much better on the road. We'll talk about that as we move inside. So when I was gonna downsize the tires, what I thought about doing is keeping these on for the summer and then switching into an all-season or all-terrain tire, all-terrain tire for the winter and for camping vacations because all-terrain tires are often pretty good in the snow. However, I decided to go full winter tire because I think for my usage, both the suspension, the way it works, and these amount of sidewall there, 4.8 inches of sidewall. These new ones have 5.8 inches of sidewall. These are winter tires only, and I want to talk about them for a second. So I went with winter tires because of a couple things. First of all, I will talk about the brand. I'll talk about the wheels. There's a lot of things I chose. If you just switch to a winter tire with a vehicle like this, the all-wheel drive system, the traction control, stability control, all of the systems that are involved with this car, if you can just give them a little bit of extra traction in poor weather, it will do amazing things for you. So there's all sorts of great winter tires you can go with. I wanted this thing to be a snow monster. So I wanted it to be able to go out in the snow, no matter what's going on, and be able to have traction. So I knew I needed winter tires, not just all-terrain tires for that, because I wanted to be able to go anywhere. My wife and I, our anniversary is in February. Sometimes we've disappeared out to the middle of nowhere. And I have 8.6 inches of ground clearance, so I can get through some snow, but I need something that'll bite into them. So the tires I bought are the Viking Contact 7. Now, I've been a Blizzak guy for a while. I find the problem with Blizzaks in the past was always they wear relatively quickly. They're amazing when they're good, but they do wear a little bit. And there's also the Michelin X-Ice, which are very good. Viking Contact 7 I heard really good things about, and like I said, you can't really go wrong when you get a quality tire. So Viking Contact 7 is what I went with. Now, I don't know if you can see the logo in the center of that wheel. Fast EV. So this is the Fast brand of wheel. And the Fast brand of wheel is, why did I choose it? Fast brand is you can buy them at your dealership. Everything I've shown you on this vehicle, other than those $11 straps, you can just get at your dealership. And that's why I bought them. I included them on my finance contract. It makes it easier than paying a whole bunch of money up front on them. So the reason I bought Fast wheels is that I wanted gray wheels, like the dark gray. They might look black, and I can be honest with you, they're not filming great on camera, but they look, to me, better in person. But the EV wheel series. So I wrote Fast Wheels, and if you're watching from Fast Wheels, nobody got back to me. So I asked them about their EV series of wheels. They have an EV series of wheels, and many of them are very aerodynamic. These ones don't seem to be especially aerodynamic. But what they are is they are very, very lightweight. So they're lightweight and strong. Lightweight wheels adds to a couple things. It can help with ride because it helps with less unsprung weight, but the bigger thing is rotational mass. When you take weight out of a wheel, it's rotational mass as well. It can help with efficiency. So my thinking was I have less efficient tires on, which are the winter tires. That's usually a less efficient rubber. And then I was thinking to gain some efficiency back, I would go with the Fast wheels. Now I have weighed these. I'm gonna save what they weigh right now because as soon as this video is done, we're gonna take the summer wheels off or the all-season wheels off, put these on, and I'll be able to weigh these up. And we'll put that on my Instagram later, the weight difference between the factory rims and these lighter weight rims. So that's why they are the Fast EV. The best I can tell is that to be an EV wheel for Fast, it has to be light. It's not the only way to get a light wheel from Fast, but they can handle the weight, they can handle the vehicle. And for those of you wondering about the size of them, I got 245 60R18. Now, that wheel size is identical to the lower trim level Santa Cruz, and the wheel rotation is identical to the, or the diameter of the wheel is identical to the 20-inch rims with the smaller sidewall. So those ones have, from here to there, is about 4.8 inches of sidewall. This one's about 5.8 inches of sidewall. So pretty good amount of sidewall there. You can go to a 17-inch rim on this car, which would give you more sidewall again. But again, how far off-road am I going? How much bumps am I taking? Do I need that? So not a big deal there, but that's where I went with what I went with there. Out front, I really love on the top trim level, it doesn't always show on camera, but you have this dark chrome look. And of course, the dark chrome blends into lights. If you guys seen any Santa Cruz video, they've shown you the lights before. What I did here is I got a tinted, gently tinted front license plate frame, and that just makes the color look good to me. There's my roof racks up top again, you can see them. Now let's jump inside. We're gonna show you one more accessory on the inside, and then we're gonna come take your questions, and then I'm gonna go through the actual vehicle and why I like it. So here's something that's pretty cool for you guys. Just so you know, I'm about to show you WeatherTechs. I really like WeatherTech mats, and the very first set of WeatherTechs for a Kia Soul EV, which is my other car, are in my car. They used my car to measure for the Soul EV. They do laser measurements of stuff. So I contacted them, said, hey, have you got them for the Santa Cruz yet? And they said, we don't have them yet, but they're coming. So the good news is, the very first set of WeatherTechs, and you can see I need them. The very first set of WeatherTechs for a Santa Cruz went to Mobus, which is the Hyundai Kia parts company. The very second set of WeatherTechs are right here in my car. The front mats were ready. If you're waiting on them for WeatherTech, they've just completed the front mats. I don't have rear mats in this car yet, or not rear WeatherTechs, I just threw regular mats in there. But WeatherTechs are coming. For what I do, WeatherTechs are all season mats because I like to get some things dirty and muddy, and these are really good with that. They've got fairly high sides that keep the carpet nice and clean. They go all the way up, even on the dead pedal there. So anywhere where I'm gonna get dirty, they're gonna help keep the vehicle clean. I'm a huge fan of these, and you can see, even only having like 1 day, 2 days with this car, I've already got the mats dirty, and that's why I bought it. That's why I bought this vehicle, is because I'm gonna do things that are hiking, and in the winter, and in the summer, I'm gonna get dirty through mud and sand and water and all kinds of stuff. Having a place where I can stick my dirty stuff separate from my passenger compartment is right there. All right. Yeah, somebody asked truck plates or car plates. I transferred my truck plates. So these are black truck plates in Ontario, black letter. Is there a trunk cover? Yes, we'll show you that right here. Trunk cover's right here. So there's the cover. And of course you can pull this back like this. And we'll flip that. So there we go, it's latched in place. When you lock the tailgate, that's all locked up, or it can be all locked up, so there's that. So now I do think I can get, because I know I can get the ring in here to have a tie down that can strap down in here, I do also think that I can get the tie downs of the or sorry, I can get the crossbar mounts that go into these T-slot things, and I may in the future get some across here and there, get some crossbars so I have a little lower area to lift some bikes up if I want, or I can take 2 bikes up top, 2 bikes down lower if I wanted to. There's things we could do. I'm going to look into that probably and see if I can do that. But yeah, there's that. And now, last thing, only thing controversial. Hyundai, Kia, you got to do your hitches better. Nothing wrong with this, but this is a pickup truck, not an SUV. This hitch should be up in here. And they should just move the plate around. The Maverick, put it off to the side. They should do something like that. There's a frame rail right there. You could put it right here. So I have to have this huge riser to go to an average trailer. It works fine. I don't have the 7-pin wiring on it yet. I'm going to get 7-pin wiring on it. I'll probably have to do that aftermarket. I don't think Hyundai has it quite yet. And what I'm going to do for a trailer brake controller is the Kurt Echo trailer brake controller. Kurt Echo, it's just a dongle that slides into there. You set it up on your phone once, you forget about it. For my use, for my trailer, it's gonna be perfect, and then I don't have to mount anything inside. There's the accessories, guys. We're 20 minutes in. 126 people on, we're going for at least 100 likes. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button. If you're a fan of this vehicle, hit subscribe, because we're gonna put this as a regular sort of character in our video series. All right, so there's the vehicle right there. Take one last look. We're going to finish up. Well, actually, no, we're going to finish up. We're going to go inside in a second. I'm going to show you one more thing I don't like. I think they should have done right on this. But first, we're going to just grab your questions. So we'll do my best here to answer as many questions as I can really quickly. And then we'll come back to your questions in a second here. So jumping in, I'm going to jump right through the middle here. All right. Okay. Did you buy the mats for the dealer or WeatherTech? Yeah. So you can get the mats from your dealer, or you can get them on your own. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to buy these things. Everything I'm showing you can get from your dealer, other than those tie-down straps, which are about 11 bucks. You can find them online, or you can get them at, I got them at Mountain Equipment Co-op here in Canada. So there you go. Somebody said, I think you stole me on the mats. There we go. Okay. Yeah, truck license plates here. It is, so my understanding is that the initial Santa Cruzes went out with blue plates. Anything with an open bed is classified as a truck in Ontario, so they are truck plates in Ontario is what I was told. The trunk with the drain looks like a good spot for ice and whatever. Yeah, a lot of people say that you can use the trunk for a cooler and that kind of thing. As a true camper, I'm never going to do that, because if you're camping, you want your ice to last. If you're tailgating, you can throw it in for the weekend or the afternoon kind of thing, and it works. I'm never going to probably use it as a cooler, but I like that I can use it for wet and dirty stuff. I can clean it out in the week and use it for clean stuff like my computers and other stuff. And even when you're taking kids, you just want to put something in a trunk instead of the open bed. You can do that as well. So somebody said, I missed this message of trading it in. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I traded in my Colorado, in case you guys are wondering what's going on. Yes, this is my own car. That's right. Somebody says, you thought they were all my videos. Well, no, technically I have to clear everything I do with my bosses. They let me do pretty much everything I want, but I do tell them what I'm doing. So, okay. Why the heck are there 2 tires? Yeah, well, that's why. So we did that. All right, let's go inside for a second. We'll come back to your questions here, and we'll talk about things that I really, really like. Silly little things. The doors, they wrap around the outside. That means that this bottom panel here keeps me from getting dirty pants when I get out, but it also, this isn't going to rust when that's all the stuff where all that sits, the dirt and stuff like that. Inside, again, I mentioned off the top the Ford Maverick, why I bought this over the Ford Maverick. Again, if you're looking at a Kia Forte, a Hyundai Elantra, and you really want a pickup truck, that base level Ford Maverick is going to make a lot of sense. Hyundai does not have a base level version of this in Canada. So in the States, maybe it makes sense to look cross-shop them both. This is not a base level vehicle for me. This is very much a luxury vehicle. Sunroof, LED lighting inside. I really, really like this over here. This overall screen, let's just turn it on for a second here. Oh, key's not detected. Where did I put, oh, the key's in my jacket. Hold on, guys. We got to go get my jacket. All right. Okay, we're going to leave my jacket in the car here so that we can start the car. All right, throw the jacket over the, there we go. Now, we are indoors, so we're not going to fully start the car. We're going to turn it on. So here's one thing I really, really, really like. The highway drive assist with this whole system here. You have everything that you need here, including, remember when we do the smart cruise control? Usually the smart cruise control is displayed with the display up here showing 4 dots between you and the car in front of you. Well, now when you set the distance between you and the car in front, there's a blue line that goes across and shows you how far the vehicle would be. And as vehicles approach, you get one of these types of things in a vehicle that comes down and you can see it stop. So in the smart cruise control, you used to have a really better digital display. I've always liked analog dials. And sometimes I question the going full digital display, because at a glance, you can see you're going around 80 or around 20, right? You don't have to read the actual number. And this one still has those digital displays, but you can really customize things. Another thing I realized is on this navigation system, which will show speed limit signs in here, that 0 right there is my speedometer. I have a speedometer in my navigation system. I didn't realize you could do this, but I played with that and you've got that. Now, there's one thing they have to fix here, and you guys are going to disagree with me. Hold on, let me flip this camera around here. I can't see it. Oh boy, there we go. All right, so one thing I think they need to fix here. I got to jump out for 2 seconds and grab something. No, I can't find it. Oh, I took it back out. All right. When they built the Santa Cruz, of course, they talked about it being built on the Hyundai Tucson platform. And the Tucson has push-button gear shifts in the trim that would be equal to this. Push-button gear shift is what they should have done in this car. And I'll tell you why. Right here is my water bottle. Right here is my water bottle. And if I had my water bottle in the room, which I forgot to bring it, when I put my phone in with my right hand, because keep in mind I'm going to have it in my right hand to put it here, I can't get it in there when the car is in park to put it down in this section here. I have to come through where this cup holder is. If this was a push button start, I could do that as well. Or sorry, push button gear shift, I could do that. With this gear shift, unless it's in, if it's not in drive or if it's not in park, it's harder to get my phone in there when there's a bottle here. I can reach around and down, but it's harder to do. So push button gear shift, all of us who say we like these better, you're probably right. We like these better, but in this cockpit, it would have worked better. And the Tucson has a little bit more space for an extra phone in there with that. Overall, inside, heated ventilated seats were great. When I start the car, my heated seat and my ventilated seat start automatically. You can set that up. That's a great system. One thing I really love in here is the auto climate control system. The diffuse button here is amazing. It just changes the way the car feels. So there's little perforations in here. Normally, that's your vent over there. This is your vent over here. And I can now diffuse the air through all of these vents, and you get a nice gentle breeze through the whole vehicle. You can't get that in almost any other vehicle we sell. And it's one of the things that I really didn't realize I'd like as much as I do. Little things as well. A little garage door opener on the mirrors. 100 cars have that. I've never had one with that because, well, I have in the past, I guess, but not where I live currently. These are my Blue Link buttons here. And a lot of times the Blue Link buttons used to be on the mirror, so they took these away. So that's kind of a cool thing there. I will say as well, the paddle shifters here. I never use paddle shifters on a lot of cars, but this dual clutch, wet clutch transmission feels a little bit like a manual transmission when you drive it, and downshifting with it, it's instant, so you can save your brakes downshifting, and it becomes, for someone who's used to driving a manual transmission, becomes second nature to just downshift a couple gears as you're slowing down. That works pretty cool as well. I love the storage underneath the seat here. I think it's more practical than in some of the competitive vehicles, so let's just show you that really quickly. Again, because I have a trunk, in my Colorado I had storage underneath the seat, but because I have a trunk, I now have space to use this, and it's deep here. Again, I can throw a laptop in there or other things in there. It's very deep, and if you want to take that out, it's just like 6 screws. The whole thing comes out. There is a jack kit, like a jack for the spare tire. You can take that out, throw it in the actual trunk, and then when you lift these seats, you can have like a good spot for dogs down here. Both seats have the seat back pockets. I've got 2 kids. You've got the USB ports down there to charge. You've got the vents back here. One thing that's kind of weird is it doesn't have a armrest in the back here. I think that's, in some ways, I think that might be a bit of a mistake. I feel like it would be nice to have that. The rumor is that there is a subwoofer back there, which is why you don't have it with the Bose audio system. And I will say, the Colorado I used to have, had a Bose audio system. It's not as good as this. Someone says, how is it for car seats? Are your kids past that age? My kids are past that age. The only criticism I would have of this overall design, like these are nitpicky things like the gear shift should have been different, the armrest could have been there. The overall design from the beginning, the rear seat space was my concern. It's the reason I didn't order one until I saw one. The rear seat space in this is competitive with the mid-size trucks like my Colorado. Basically the same. It's also competitive with a full-size truck as far as knee room on something like the extended cab, so the 4 doors, but not the full crew cab. So in my mind, you've gone away from conventions anyways. What's the difference if the car was stretched 2 more inches here? Would it have made a huge difference? Would the look have been that much worse? I feel like they could have done that. Now I will say, As a 6-footer, I fit just fine. But a friend of mine sat in this today. He's probably about 6'3" or so. And when he's back here, he wouldn't fit behind himself. I clearly do fit behind myself. I got lots of knee room here. Even as a 6-footer, my legs are flush on the seat. Like I always tell you, I want them to be. Flush on the seat is good. So the comfort back here is really good. But, you know, like 2 inches more wouldn't hurt. The Tucson has fantastic rear seat space. This one is fine. And again, if you're over 6 feet tall and you have to put a 6-foot person behind you, that's when it's going to be a little tighter. Again, I could be 6'1" and fit a 6-footer behind me, that kind of thing. But you start to get into 6'3", kind of bigger guys than me, you're going to need a little bit more rear seat space. But again, I think they know that. I think people who are getting into this vehicle know it. So I've had all kinds of fun things go on. Mechanics from my shop telling me that pickup trucks are cooler than these, and they don't like it. I don't care. I went to Mountain Equipment Co-op, or Mountain Equipment Company now, I guess it's called in Canada, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a camping outdoorsy type store. And when I was returning the other loops that I bought for these and buying the new ones, they asked me, you know, what do you drive? What did you get? Because I told them I got a new car. The ones I had didn't fit. I need to get these ones. They said, what do you drive? I said, you've probably never heard of it. It's called a Santa Cruz. He goes, oh, I know what that is. It's like a wagon SUV. I said, it's kind of like a pickup truck. He said, what? So when I went out and bought new things, by the time I came back, 5 of them were in the parking lot, all staring at this with a big grin. It definitely gets looks from some people. My wife prefers the traditional pickup truck look. Doesn't like this. I love this look. I think it looks like you're driving a concept car, and it definitely gets looks. So I bought this. We're gonna make this part of our regular series. I have a Peters playlist, which has been sort of untouched for a couple years, but I'm gonna drop this video into that, and we're gonna continue to show you little tips and tricks about this vehicle along the way. Most of the Peters playlist stuff is filmed outside of here. I'm gonna go take you on vacation with me. I have a 2,000-pound trailer that I tow. It's a nice little A-liner trailer. It's a pretty cool little trailer. So when we go on vacation and we do little things, I'll make little videos and show you cool things about the vehicle here. That's pretty cool. That's fun to show. And yeah, the only thing I want to say to finish up, and I'll take your questions in a second here, is the one problem I have with this vehicle is, for whatever reason, it doesn't take pictures well and it doesn't film well. And what I mean by that is the proportions are hard to capture on camera. It's very difficult to show you what this car really looks like accurately on camera. I think pictures do a decent job, but they don't show you perfectly what it looks like. When you see it in person, it's got some height to it. It seems like it's really long, but it's not, but there we go. So it's a different vehicle in person, and I absolutely love it. Forgetting all that stuff, let's talk about a couple little things. Fuel efficiency, absolutely better than my Colorado by a mile. I have no problem exceeding the fuel mileage ratings on the highway. I think in town it'll be a little tougher to get some of those, although I was idling it in town. So in town it's not perfect, but again, way better than what I was driving. On the highway it's excellent. Quiet, it's really, really, really quiet. Somebody says the snow tires look larger. I assure you they are the exact same diameter. They are one of the tires, if you go on a tire calculator, over the course of an entire mile, it'll have one more rotation, or like approximately one more rotation. So they are the exact same size. These are the stock size of a tire on the lower trim level, these 18-inch wheels and the 20-inch wheels. So they are identical. The reason it looks larger is the sidewall is larger, but the diameter is identical. So it looks different, but they are the exact same. So there we go. All right, we're gonna take a few more questions, guys. We aimed for 100 likes today. We got 139 people on. It'd be really cool if we all hit 139 likes. We've never done that before, so that'd be fun if we did that. Just so you know, before I take the questions, tomorrow there won't be a live video tomorrow. We're going to the LA Auto Show, a lot to film there. It's gonna be some fun stuff to see, so feel free to subscribe, follow us. Our posting will be a little bit less regular. We're gonna try to go live at least on Thursday on time. We'll see about some of the other days, but there we go. So let me take your questions here, and again, this is a little different video. It's less about me showing you what you should buy and me telling you what I like. What mattered to me, safety equipment, outdoor activities. Everything I do with a vehicle is outdoor activities. So this car is absolutely perfect for my lifestyle. When they said they had a bunch of people that were outdoor activity people that built this, that's not marketing jumbo. That's, you can just see as someone like myself who lives in the outdoors, who does these kinds of things, there's so much in this vehicle that was thought of for people like me. All right, gonna go through a bunch of these questions, and Okay, did you know that if you press the lock and hold down the open of the key fob, the windows go down? I don't think that works, but we can try that later. Okay, how did you pick a sales rep? I dread that decision. So picking a sales rep, I went right to the general manager. So this is a good point. If you speak with me to buy a vehicle from one of our 3 dealer groups, I'm going to set you up with the ownership, leadership, head people in the company. And you can deal directly with them the same way I did. People think I got some crazy discount on this car because I'm an employee. It doesn't happen. You can't get a Hyundai Santa Cruz at a discount. I did not pay extra, and I don't think anybody should pay extra over MSRP. So for that, I got some deals on the accessories. Maybe it's because I work there. Maybe it's because I don't. But there's some deals that way. But yeah, is there a 7-pin wiring harness available yet? There's not. So I'm waiting to see what they do with that. If by the spring I don't have one because I don't need to tow until the spring, then I'll do an aftermarket accessory. We'll figure that out. And what I would do if you're buying this, make a deal with your dealership that's their job to figure out the 7-pin accessory for you, whether Hyundai comes up with it or whether they do it aftermarket. It's the same thing. It's a very simple job, but it's not something that you want to have to do yourself. So make it part of the deal, and that's what I did. So there we go. Placed my order this week, and the dealer said it won't be ready until Q1 of 2022. Okay, so when I placed my order, late August is when I placed it. Early November is when it showed up. So 2.5 months. I think there's a little bit more demand now. Oh, comment on the PHEV hybrid. Okay. All of you know that I own an EV. I'm a huge proponent of EVs and PHEVs. We all know that this platform, at least in the Tucson, can handle at least a hybrid or a PHEV. Why did I not wait for that? I wanted the top trim. So I wanted all the luxury features, all the safety features, all the tech features. My concern with a hybrid or a PHEV is they may take away some towing capacity, or they may take away some carrying capacity overall. I want the towing capacity as well. And the other thing is, if I want the top trim and then I add hybrid to it, it's going to get a little bit more expensive. So my plan is that this will be the last vehicle I buy before I go fully electric. However, I already have another electric car, and I can drive that one for all of our family gatherings when I need to. So when I need to have a truck, or when I need to have the trailer towing ability, some of the outdoorsy type stuff, then I can take this. But I have the option as a family to hop in an electric vehicle right now, which is why I don't mind going for this. And this is already a drastic improvement in fuel efficiency. So that's my thinking with that. If I want the top trim, then I'm going to add the hybrid. It might get expensive, and I might be waiting a while when I could have this now. And that's what I liked. So flip it back around here. I'm going to do my best to answer some of your questions, guys, but we are going to get off in about 2 minutes here. Let's just see what we've got. Will Kia eventually bring out a truck? I doubt it. I think Hyundai's going to sell enough of these to make it successful enough. It's not going to be the #1 seller in the class. The Maverick will outsell it. The Maverick's going to appeal to a larger group of people. That doesn't make it a better vehicle. It doesn't make it a bad vehicle. I think you can like the Maverick and say it's a very good vehicle, and like the Santa Cruz and say it's a very good vehicle. Anybody who's telling you that one's good and one's not, they don't know what they're talking about. Both are very good. This one fits me way, way better than any Maverick will. The trunk in the back is a big deal for me. The luxury side, the nicer interior, big deal for me. And I love the styling. The styling is good as well. All right, so I don't think Kia's going to bring one out because I don't think there'll be enough volume. And I don't think Kia's focus right now is not on bringing out gasoline vehicles. I don't think they'll come out with that new style. So don't count on one from Kia. It's a real spare tire. It's underneath the back end. It is a compact spare, not a full width spare. And somebody says they're watching from Wisconsin. That's cool. Looking forward to more from the Santa Cruz. Yeah, we'll have that for sure. Over 100 likes, does that mean you get in the trunk? No, not on this video. A lot of videos I say if I get to 100 likes, I'll jump in the trunk. Not on this one. Okay. Had the rocket low bed cover very similar on a Chevy. Yeah, so used it. Yeah, so sometimes you have to use other stuff. Yep. Would I get a crown application? Rust control, I leave that outside of these videos. There's reasons I like and don't like stuff, and I just don't want to get in debates about that online here, so that's why I don't talk about that. Did I buy the mats from the dealer or WeatherTech? So yeah, so the guys from WeatherTech I kind of know, so I worked with them to get them sooner because they haven't hit your dealers yet, but they will hit them soon. I have a verified multiple owners in the USA. Yes. Oh, so here's the thing. You guys are talking about 7-pin wiring. In the United States, my understanding, and this may or may not be true, my understanding is the 7-pin wiring is pre-wired on the turbo all-wheel drive models in the States. I think there's some question about whether Canada clicked that checkbox to have the same wiring fit in Canada, like the Telluride stuff. So in the States, I think the Telluride wiring would directly plug in. but I'm not sure that's true for Canada. So I'm dealing in Canada here, and that's why there may be some differences. And like I said, I left it to Brantford Kia to sort out the 7-pin wiring for me. I'm not in any hurry. If if Hyundai has a solution, they'll let them know, and if not, we'll go from there. Okay, somebody says here a question. Do we know why the Canadian accessory options are different in the US versus Canadian? Also, we buy accessories from the US. Would they work in Canadian trims? Yeah, so trailer trim wiring, trailer stuff, things with the wiring in the car, don't buy it from the States. I'm not sure that it'll work. Some of it's different. Most of it, this is the same back and forth across, but some of that wiring stuff, we know it's a little different. Yeah, we'll have to do other videos here. I see you guys asking questions that I may be missing. We may have to do another video here. We'll stay on for like 2 more minutes, and then we'll get going here. What does Teddy think about my new vehicle? Teddy fits in the trunk just fine, so Teddy likes it better. Okay, let me just see the questions at the bottom. Somebody said they joined late. Got some regulars helping out in the questions here. So what did I mention before? Options are different. Head offices, yeah, head offices are different, that kind of thing. How long is the bed with the tailgate down? Over 6 feet. Those are the things you can look for online. It's 4'3" or something like that. It's, I think it's like 4'3" or something like that to the edge here. This is a good couple feet, so it's easily a 6-foot bed, 6'2" or so beyond here. Yeah, it's 6 foot something, or 6 feet to the edge is my understanding in there. So it's plenty long enough with the tailgate down. And keep in mind, guys, this is about my vehicle. Some of you guys are like, oh, I have to have a bed that's 6 feet long. Okay, then go buy a truck with a 6-foot bed. I used to have one, they're great. I don't need that. I want something that's really versatile, really flexible. This is exactly that for me. Oh, one other thing I want to point out, all the videos that show these steps, they're like, oh yeah, the thing has steps right here and steps right there and steps right here, and everybody's like, oh, okay, it's lots of steps. This step is useful because it's low to the ground. That step's useful because it's high and you can get in the truck bed. This side step is useful because none of those steps are useful when the bed is down. When the bed is, or when the tailgate's down. When the tailgate's up or down like this is one step, so you can, I'm looking through the camera, I shouldn't do that. One step here and then a second step there. It is the most convenient feature on any pickup, and only GM has it and Hyundai. I don't know why nobody else does this. Step there, step there. You got all these fold down things from Ford. You got to pull them out, fold them down. This is still a fairly high step up. So 1, 2, and you're in. That corner step is gold. It is beautiful when the tailgate's down to climb in there. So there is that. All right, guys, 149 people on. I'm going to have to let you guys go. Question, are Canadian trims manufactured in Korea or the US in Alabama? So, good question. All of these across the world right now are designed in California. It says so right on the outside. And they are made in the United States, in Alabama. Every single one. They are only North American. They are only from one factory, so it's the same thing. The Canadian head office will choose different factory. They go through a checkbox system where they choose all the checkboxes on their car, and it's a different system, which is why we're not 100% sure about the wiring right now for 7-pin wiring. We have to get an answer from them. And like I said, if we have to do it aftermarket, I'll do it aftermarket. If there's a Hyundai solution that comes out over winter, we'll do that. But yeah, so some of those things, that's why there's some differences. Everything else is the same except for one thing. I'll just show you Americans. We don't have a locker so much, but we do and we don't. So take a look quickly in here. Our all-wheel drive system is here. Where you have a locking button, we have a drive mode and a terrain mode. That makes a difference because we have a better system, and it's nothing against you guys, but we do have a better system. So I hit the drive modes, normal, sport, and smart. All of those will change the way your all-wheel drive system works. Go to terrain mode, and then I have your snow mode, which you still have in your drive modes, but I also have a mud mode, which downhill brake control comes on, and a sand mode. Downhill brake control comes off for that. So different systems for the all-wheel drive system, the traction control, stability control, all that kind of stuff. And of course, we've talked in previous videos, you don't have to put it in snow mode. As soon as you hit snow, you can do other things. We'll go over this vehicle again more in detail. We've done it a little bit before. I want to cover it a lot more. I've delayed putting Santa Cruz videos up because I've wanted to talk about mine first and then keep going. Trailer hitch is dealer installed, that's correct. So we have this vehicle coming in great detail in the future. We'll continue to cover it. I want to thank you guys for watching us. If you are all a fan of this vehicle, or you just kind of like what we're doing here, today is super, super long, and I apologize for that. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to have a lot of short clips, especially in that Peters playlist that I'm going to revitalize with this car, where I can show you just here's a 2-minute video of what I think is cool about this car. Going to do that a lot. Just going to come up with something at home, go on vacation, see stuff that I like about it. show you stuff and pictures and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to keep this going. If you like this vehicle, follow this channel. Meanwhile, we're going to go to the LA Auto Show and show you stuff there. Please do lower trims too. Absolutely. We have a lower trim that I'll get in here in the next week or two. We're going to look at the American ones this week. Lots of stuff. If you like the Santa Cruz, anything Kia or Hyundai, we're going to be on this channel, but Santa Cruz especially right now. Hit the subscribe. Thanks, everybody. It's been fun, and we're going to let you go. We'll talk to you later. It's been a good time. And like I said, no video tomorrow. Look for us at the LA Auto Show beyond that. We'll talk to you soon.